Welcome to the Hachette podcast. I'm Brandon.
And January.
And?
The Birth Without Fear book?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure what you were meaning there. So I feel like we were just on a game show. Like that was like an introduction to a game show.
Come on down.
Maybe that'll be our next adventure.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I have in my hands, as many of you have probably seen on the book reveal video on Instagram and Facebook, the official Birth Without Fear book. It is awesome.
Very awesome.
I think my first thing I noticed was how much softer it felt than when we had the advanced reader copies.
Yes.
And it made the cover design just look more beautiful than I thought it was going to be.
The final copies are
a
bit more beautiful than the advanced reader copies.
It's so pretty. I like holding it. So what's really exciting about today is marks 30 days. 30 days until the book is on shelves in bookstores on March 5th.
Yes, 30 days away. And so this is our first day of our 30-day countdown.
Yes.
And what we're going to be doing is a single episode each and every day.
For the next 30 days.
For the next 30 days, counting down until March 5th, 2019.
Now, some of you might think, wow, that is awesome. And others of you may think, what in the world? That is a lot. So we are not doing 45-minute podcast episodes for the next 30 days.
Oh, no.
We're talking about 5 minutes. And this is what we're going to do. This is so cool. So because I have the final copy of the book in my hands, I get to read to you a few sentences for each episode that are actually in the book. So there are 13 chapters, an introduction and a conclusion. So we're going to pick 2 parts from each chapter. I'm going to read it to you, and Brandon and I are going to discuss it for a few minutes for you.
Pretty exciting.
Isn't that rad?
Very awesome.
That is so amazing. So let's get started. All right. So this is a small part in the introduction of Birth Without Fear. You ready?
I'm ready.
I was a plus size, post due date, VBAC, vaginal birth after cesarean, birthing mama. And pretty much everyone I told about my home birth replied with disbelief. I had to have X, Y, and Z, they all seemed to say. Otherwise, they wouldn't have allowed it. What struck me most about these conversations was how all the power was with some external authority, not with the mother. So that is from the introduction. And I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
How did I feel when somebody would ask me, but they're letting you do that when I was pregnant?
Oh my God.
How did I feel about that? Especially when I was 42 weeks pregnant and somebody asked me that. What would you say? I'm going to let you answer.
I would say a little grumpy, grouchy, irritated, annoyed, pissed off.
It's kind of all the same thing.
Or maybe that was just me because I hated that question too.
Yeah, it's really frustrating, and it's still part of many of our dialogue. Well, I don't know if they'll let me. And I just have never understood this personally, why anybody else could or could not allow me to do something with my body. And if I made a baby and I'm growing a baby inside my body, I think that the only person that should or should not let me do something is me.
Yes.
Yes. Now, with that said, we don't want it to be a fight with our care provider. We don't want to go in to talk to a care provider and be fighting them. They don't want to fight us. And so one of the things that's woven throughout, especially the first section of this book, is picking the care provider and what that entails, how to do it, and what kind of relationship and dynamic we want to have with our birth team, because that creates our birth space. So we don't want to be where we're trying to, be in charge of our care providers. We don't want our care providers being in charge of us. We want to be working together so that we can sit down and say, what do we think the best plan of action is for a healthy mom and baby, mentally and physically? And then the whole conversation of let or allow isn't even a factor anymore.
Amen to that.
So that is my thoughts on that. Do you have anything to add?
No, we're pretty unified in that line of thinking. That was one of the things I think I heard most when you were always pregnant, because we have 6 kids and you were pregnant for a cumulative 5 years.
A long time.
But I swear, probably 50 to 75 times at least I'd hear, oh, they let you, or they're going to let you do that.
Or let her. People would ask you, they're going to let her.
Oh, yeah, they're going to let her do that.
And it's like,
who is they?
And do you know my wife?
Yeah, it's like, first of all, do you know who my wife is? And number two, who is they? Identify they. Who is this?
Right.
This
right. Exactly.
shadowy they.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. So, well, we're going to wrap up this first episode with that. And I just want to share with you guys that I will be posting an awesome collaboration we're doing with one of my favorite companies for pre-ordering the book and getting a discount on their website. So look for that on our Instagram. If you want to pre-order the book, you can go to Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. You can go to birthwithoutfearblog.com, and we have all the buttons on there from different retailers, and you can pre-order the book there, and it releases March 5th. It'll be shipped to you on that date.
Yes.
All right, you guys, until tomorrow.
Adios.
Love you.